Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 692, and it is your review of Pedro Almodovar's Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. As always, this is the Nerd. You're going to hear the whole show alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? We're going to wonderful Thursday. It's Thursday. Definitely Thursday. Definitely.
Thursday night, man. This episode is live early and ad-free over on patreon.com/thenerdcore, where you get this episode early before anybody else gets to watch it or listen to it. And you get to interact with us in the chat, streamed only for you guys until it premieres on Saturday at 12 p.m. for everybody else. Brad, we weren't supposed to be, doing this episode today.
Yes, but I found a way.
Yeah. So let's just go ahead and go through this. So, Brad, I hope you're doing well. Today, Brad told me at the beginning of the week, like, hey man, I don't know how I'm gonna get to watch today's movie. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down. So he goes, we might not be able to do that. I was like, it's fine, whatever. I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, if we can't get to it, we can't get to it. So he was like, yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was on the Tuesday, right?
It was so Tuesday is when we had to put the horse down.
Yes.
Okay. And that screwed up basically everything because Tuesday we would have done the review with Ayden Byrnes, the Devil's Eye.
No, we did do it was Monday, Brad. Monday you put the horse down.
That's right. Sorry.
Yesterday we did the night of.
Yes. So was it Monday we put the horse down?
Yes, Monday you put the horse down.
Yes, Monday. So Monday it's been a long week. Monday we put the horse down, and that shifted everything. Because Monday we were supposed to do the review with Ayden, and then Tuesday there's supposed to be nothing.
Yeah.
And usually when there's nothing on that day, that's usually when I watch these reviews.
Yeah. Well, Tuesday we were gonna do the bear, but
the bear still would only taken like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so I could have still got to this movie.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen because on Tuesday we did a review
of The Devil's Eye,
and then we did another review.
No, we didn't do the bear. I told you, hey man, it's pretty late, so we're gonna have to just do it today.
Yeah, so we did. Yeah, we did it with Ayden.
So we just did The Devil's Eye, and that was it.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, you told me no, and during that one, you told me, hey, I said I went to work, and I said I'm going home.
Yeah, I went home about 2 hours early because I told my boss like I'm tired.
So you had the chance to watch this film.
Yes.
Yeah, and
wait, no, I think Tuesday I went home early.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, on Tuesday you did on Tuesday.
Tuesday I went home early. Yeah, and I watched this.
Yeah, so it ended up still going to plan, but somehow. I hadn't watched the film because I was under the impression like, hey, we're not going to do this. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm just not going to watch this. But thankfully, the campus is only open up till 5 right now because of the hurricane. So I was able to come back and I watched this film. I got here, laid down, and watched this film. So we're making it happen, Brad. We're actually here to discuss this film, but before we can get into the review, how are you doing today, Brad? Is this it? That's it, right? You're done with the horses?
I'm hoping, unless something keeps my father and my wife from returning on time. So there may still be a chance I may have to help tomorrow, but knowing my father, he will leave at the crack ass of dawn, and so I will probably not have to help tomorrow.
And Brenda's not going to like that, right?
No, Brenda's absolutely going to hate that, but I don't think she really has a choice.
She wanted to accompany him.
She wanted to go see her sister, her family, so that's on her.
You're like, very well what you're going to sign up for, right?
Exactly. like this isn't like we've been married 9 years. You've known my father. Actually, she's known my father longer than me because she used to work for my father. So there you go.
So you're just like, you know what you're signing up for. So good luck. Yeah, he's going to want to wake up at around 6 in the morning and say, all right, get ready. Let's go.
Yeah. So he wants to leave at 5:30. So that means she's probably going to have to get up around 4:30.
Yep. Good luck, Brenda.
Yep. Have a lot of coffee, dear.
Yep. She's gonna get home. She'll be like, I don't ever want to go on another trip with your dad.
Like no shit.
Damn early to get up. But yeah. Other than that, bro, how you doing, man?
I'm sleepy.
You
I'm
sleep?
tired. And I watched The Acolyte, so I'm a little depressed. Um,
I need to watch that.
I'm just
One more
one
episode.
more to go. But I have no hopes. This last episode, I think Raul has been done with this show a long time ago. I wasn't enjoying it very much, but
Wow.
I didn't come to the point where it was like, hey, fuck all this, and now I'm just like, yeah, there's a reason to fuck all this.
Like I'm done with this stupid
I'm
show.
just done with this.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and talk about something a little better.
Yay!
And of
Let's
course,
talk about a young Antonio Banderas.
yes, sir. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, if you have not watched Time Me Up, Time Me Down, you should probably get out of here if you care about sports. But if you don't care about sports or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes. This is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Today's episode of the Nerd Court is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off your first order with code TheNerdCourt. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video.
So it's an Imperial Death March to end the series at this point. For all of us, Stacy.
For all of us.
For all of
Stacey.
us.
Yeah.
We just hope to be on the planet that gets the laser beam.
Yeah. We would hope so, right?
Just done.
All right, man.
But Raul, before you get to
the review.
To the review of this.
Yeah.
Tell everybody why you chose this movie.
Oh, so it's so funny. So Brad and I swapped brains last month. That's what happened.
Unintentionally.
So everybody knows Pedro Almodovar is gay. He's made a lot of gay films. We talked about one where, one of the main characters is fucking homosexual. All About My Mother.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, there's this movie. I've been wanting to watch this movie for a really long time. And I was like, mostly every single time that Almodovar has casted Banderas, he's always played fucking homosexual. So I was like, okay, I'm choosing another one of his like very gay films. And no, that's not what happened at all.
There is no homosexual relations in this film. From what I can
tell. Brad selected Goodbye Drag It In last month, so I was like, I wanted to celebrate Pride Month. So we actually like we ended up actually celebrating Pride Month because there's a whole like what's it called gay what's it called? There's a guy who wants to find what's it called some sexual interaction from a man in that film.
Yep.
So
I think there's multiple sexual interactions from men in that film.
Yeah.
Just not shown.
Yeah. But I was just like, I thought that I was gonna do it. I thought I was gonna get it one of his films, but no. But I ended up choosing another one of his movies, but just wasn't the one that I thought it was gonna be. It ended up being pretty straight. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read the Wikipedia, and I'm gonna do the criterion because this is pretty small here. But
that's more than I had the last time.
Yeah, Time Me Up, Time Me Down, or how it's pronounced in Spanish, Atame, is a 1989 Spanish dark romantic comedy film co-written and directed by Pedro Almodovar, starring Victoria Abril and Antonio Banderas alongside Loles León, Francisco Rabal, Julieta Serrano, Maria Barranco, and Rosy de Palma. The plot follows a recently released psychiatric patient who kidnaps an actress in order to make her fall in love with him. He believes his destiny is to marry her and father her children. The film was highly successful with both critics and audiences in Spain its United States release was entangled in controversy, instrumental in the implementation of the MPAA of a new rating category, NC-17, for films of an explicit nature that were previously categorized as pornographic due to the X rating. Of course, produced by Agustin Almodovar, who is I believe he's the brother. Yeah, he's the younger brother of Pedro. Um, it's also written by Yuyi Beringola and produced by Enrique Posner. And cinematography is by Jose Luis Alcain, who I believe did most of his other movies. I think I'm not too sure. Um, Brad, did you know that this is the first cinematographer to use a fluorescent tube as key lighting in the 1970s?
No kidding.
Yeah. But he's worked with Pedro on The Skin I Live In and Volver. And yeah, he's I think he's just pretty much done a lot of stuff with Pedro. Music is, of course, I mean, it's edited by Jose Salcedo, and music is done by who I consider to be the greatest composer of all time, Ennio Morricone. And it sits at an hour and 41 minutes, and it made $8 million at the box office. And here we go. I'm going to read this little introduction here from Criterion. Pedro Almodovar's colorful and controversial tribute to the pleasures and perils of Stockholm Syndrome. Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down is a rambunctious, dark comedy starring Antonio Banderas as an unbalanced but alluring ex-mental patient and Victoria Abril as the B-movie and former porn star he takes prisoner in hopes of convincing her to marry him. A highly unconventional romance that came on the spike heels of Almodovar's international sensation, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. This is a splashy, sexy central work in the career of one of the world's most beloved and provocative auteurs, radiantly shot by director's great cinematographer, Jose Luis Alcain. So, yeah. I have been, for those following along, the Safe Word of Stockholm. Yeah.
Stacey, we'll
Yeah.
get to that. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to watch this movie for a long, long time, Brad. And I thought it was going to be about something else than what I thought it was. But yeah,
I'm still wondering about this NC-17 rating. I thought
this isn't the first one to get the NC-17, right?
This is pretty calm. This is pretty tame.
No, this is really calm, Brad.
Yeah, it's pretty tame for NC-17 in my eyes.
I think what they were like. I think so. The sex scene isn't that like graphic. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think what might have gotten it
was the beating, maybe
the beating, and also the what's it called, the scuba diver going into the girl's to the lady's pussy.
You think that did it?
Yes, I think that might have done it.
I was all there for Scuba Steve.
Yeah, yeah. That was a pretty fun shot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
that was a great shot. What are we talking about?
A great shot. Yeah. Yeah.
You go, Scuba Steve. Glad
you go, Scuba Steve.
You go, Scuba Steve.
This isn't the first film I've seen from Almodovar. I mean, we've discussed All About My Mother, and we both loved All About My Mother, right, Brad? We thought it was a great movie. And I have to say that this one is right up there. This has to be my third favorite film from Almodovar. I think that this film is beautifully shot. I love the score from Morricone, but my God, you cannot take your eyes off screen of Banderas and Abril. I think they both just work so well off of each other, and they have so much chemistry. Like the story, just really, really, drew me in, and I think that them two are really like a big part of why it drew me in. That they're just really good at portraying their roles. Brad, what's your initial thoughts?
Sorry, Stacy.
One
of Jacques Cousteau's lesser known documentaries.
Oh my God.
I thought it was good. So, I mean, I don't know if I quite liked it to the point you like it, Roll, but you know, I liked everything until about the end. So, and let me explain. Like, I like this. I like the sets. I really like the colorful sets they have in this. I like the porn set. where she's just swinging outside the. I thought that was great with the rain and everything. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I agree. The Ayden Byrnes and Victoria Abril are great in this. I mean, they're fantastic. Um, the ending, I don't like the ending though. I just think because this, like Stacy pointed out, this is Stockholm syndrome. Like that's what the woman character ends up with is Stockholm syndrome, and then for her just to tell her sister like I love him, and the sister just to be like okay, and he's like welcome to the family. Hey, don't tell mom you kidnapped him. It's kind of lame and stupid to me. So that's just where it kind of falls for me is that. But the rest of the film I thought was really like good, like in a way. I never really have seen a movie where you have someone like kidnap and then being like, "Hey, I'm going to force you to love me, and you're going to love me by the end of this."
Hmm.
But all it really shows me is like this one has Stockholm syndrome, and she'll need therapy, and he needs to go back to jail like forever.
Yeah.
I think my main point is I think the sister's just dumb, and it
Well,
just it takes me out of the movie a little bit because any other like if we're going for kind of a realistic portrayal of this, the sister would be like, you just kidnapped her for how many days? Like a week, like 3 days, 4 days. Haven't heard from her. And then now I'm just supposed to drive her to meet you and then drive you to meet our whole family after you kidnapped her. But we can't tell the family you kidnapped her. It's kind of ridiculous.
so I bring up some stuff here, Brad. I kind of got, which it doesn't really like go too deep into this, but I kind of got the idea that she's not as communicative with her family. Like she, like what's it called? Like I don't think she's like really communicative with her mom, and
But
um,
her sister works with her.
yeah, her sister works with her.
Yeah,
So
and
I
like
was like,
they live right next to each other.
and that to me, like, I think this is a near perfect film. I think that the sister character is the only thing that really keeps me from being like, this is great. This is like perfect. Because I'm not entirely sure what the hell she was doing here. Um,
I feel like the sister was the manager. So she was the manager to her younger sister, who's a porn star, and
which to
apparently a
me
very big porn
probably
star.
is kind of like the sister being like, okay, I don't give a shit what you're doing as long as you keep on making me money. But
But
um,
at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna let my kidnapper continue, like I guess, kidnapping you and let you continue, because you were just merciless, you were just beat and
yeah,
tied up and kept in a room and basically dragged along by this maniac for like 4 days.
yeah,
And we're just gonna be like, this is a healthy relationship.
yeah. So I was just I think to me that's my only gripe. It is this the sister character. She just to me it doesn't really make sense, and I think that you could have had the story be just as complete if you didn't have her in there and you just had like the director who's like, which I love the character of that director who's like really trying to hold on to his what's it called his fame and
Yeah,
his like what's it called his career, because he knows that if he
and
releases this film it's done.
doing wheelies in
Yeah, in his wheelchair.
his wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but what's it called? I really like this movie, Brad. I thought it was a really fucking good movie. First of all, Brad, as you say it, what's it called? Um, there's Almodovar always has beautiful sets. They're always beautifully red. They're always like really brightly red. The yellows are always so bright.
Yeah,
Oranges
I
are
mean
so bright.
it did remind me all about my mother. So
Yeah, which is something that he's always had in his movies. So I'm glad that when I'm watching this, I'm like, his sets still have that beautiful bright color that I love from his movies. And there's also a lot of parts that are just really funny to me in this film. Like I really laughed when he went to find the girl and he's like, do you have this drug? And I'm like, you gotta be
running
fucking.
after yelling,
Yeah, he's like,
yeah. Now everybody knows she's a drug dealer, and not only that, before that, when he puts on the mustache,
yeah,
that is you can completely tell is fake.
yeah. Or also the fact that like he's willing to beat her. he's willing to what's it called kidnap her, tie her up, bond her, but he draws the line at changing have her changing in front of him. And he's like, am I able to
Dude,
see you? Like, is that too much? Like, am I like that's where he draws the line.
like homie, you
You
pure
done did
psycho.
you done did everything under the umbrella at this point, bro.
Well, and then she said something to him in the film. I can't remember what exactly she said, and he just like left the room and started crying. Like Banderas plays a very good bipolar
Yeah.
um man in
Yeah.
this.
He really does, man. He really does. And I just gotta say, just another great film that I've seen from Almodovar. I think he just did a great job with this movie. I love, I love these two together. I think that they did a great job, and yeah, I just couldn't get over those moments. Those moments really got to me, and I was like, like, I can't believe like he's drawn. Like, he even says to her like, he when she like takes off her robe, and she's like, "Oh, you got a great body." But then when you're right next to each other and you're changing, you're like, "Is it okay if I can? If I?" It's like, "You don't mind if I look?" And it's like, "You
Bro,
done did everything at this point. You've
bro,
already slept with her."
bro, you literally headbutted her.
Yeah.
You headbutted her, and
Which, by the way that he falls down is so fun. It's
yeah,
like,
like he took the whole like she's got a harder head. Yeah. So I mean that's just the thing. The only
yeah,
like really the only gripe I have is the ending. That's really it.
yeah. Ending doesn't really make much sense.
I think it like I mean I'm not the director here, but it
No,
would have just made more sense. She just ran away from her sister and
I'm
went to
not gonna
where
lie,
he
Brad.
was.
Did you think that he was gonna kill her?
I didn't know. Like I
I
mean
kind of thought
there
he
was
was
a
gonna kill her.
possibility. Like when he first saw her, yeah,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I thought it was a possibility. Like I mean he could have easily just thrown her off the.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna. I thought he was gonna
Are we talking
kill her.
about the sister or are we talking about
The
her?
sister. Yeah, I thought that he was gonna
Oh,
kill the
when
sister.
he was in the apartment, like
Yes.
yeah, and he was like just walking around her apartment and he's like staring down at her as she was outside. Yeah, there were moments in there I thought he was just gonna kill her.
Yeah, me too.
And
I
well,
literally thought I was
and
like, okay.
when he was breaking into the car and they like went away from him to show the sister trying to get Victoria's character out, and
Yeah.
at some point I'm like, oh, he's just gonna find him. He's just gonna walk in. They're gonna be, you know, like every other like kind of horror movie trope in a way,
Yeah.
or one of those thriller film tropes. But they kept it weird. No, he was still breaking into the car.
Yeah. Um, but I don't think that this movie really deserved the the what's it called the NC-17. Like
I don't see it. But then
I
again,
don't.
we're the
Yeah.
generation who Eli Roth has, um, you
Yeah.
know, traumatized.
So actually, the first film from the first um the first film to get the NC-17 is Henry and June, which came out in 1990.
Hmm.
I'm gonna guess that this one came out in 1989, but didn't make it to the United States until
Yeah, because
until
it was
1990.
international.
Yeah, so it didn't come to until 1990. But yeah, like I'm telling you, Brad, the only one I don't even think the beating, Brad. I think the only thing that probably would have garnered that I can see that they looked at and they were like, oh, we need to leave that. I mean, we need to put the NC-17 for that. Was either the sex scene or the scuba diver going
Because
in there.
I mean, maybe the scuba diver because that was full. I was like full
Yeah,
body of scuba
you saw
Steve,
Bush and everything, bro.
Scuba Steve, swimming up.
Yeah.
You know,
At the end of the film, such we were family. That was a choice.
we are fam.
And then also probably the scenes where he's watching the porn that he's made, the director maybe, but like
I mean,
I don't know that's long enough for me.
nothing seemed really NC-17 worthy, except like you said, maybe the scuba scene. Like
Yeah,
I could see that back in the day because that was full frontal and that was on her for a long time
yeah. He's also
comparatively.
watching a lot of. There's also a lot of references to horror films. Brad, did you notice? Night of the Living Dead and the Invasion of the Body Snatchers
Yeah.
poster. Yeah, there was. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really see the need for it, bro. I didn't see the need for it. I think that it was was pretty tame when it comes to NC-17 films. I've seen
That's how
other.
I felt. I mean, we've seen like Pearl, like that was. I think that was had more shit in it than this.
Here you go, Brad. I found it. In the United States, the film was met with opposition from rating agencies and the public due to a lengthy sex scene and two sequences in which Marina and later her sister Lola sit on the toilet to urinate. Particularly controversial was the shot of Marina in a bathtub, pleasuring herself with a scuba diver toy. Tammy O Tammy Down was entangled in a rating classification battle and was the subject of a heated debate. Eventually released unrated, the film was decried by feminists and women's advocacy groups for its masochistic overtones and portrayal of successful female abduction and abuse. Modernizers have criticized Almodovar for condoning Ricky's behavior, suggesting that it's okay to brutalize and subjugate a woman so long as is allegedly motivated by sincere passion. And that's it. It's just telling about the reviews.
I mean, at least we now know that people in 1989 thought that women urinating was not natural.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what there's like a scene in one of the old Italian films I watched where like it had to get what's it called? They almost banned it because there was a little boy on a toilet and you can barely see anything. He's just sitting on the toilet using the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can like imagine if they would have slapped the X on this one, Brad. Oh my god.
I mean, we have seen, I think, much more graphic stuff than this with an R rating.
Yeah.
So this like whenever I said this is tame, this is kind of tame to me.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, what's it called? September 1990, they replaced the X with the NC-17. So they
Yes.
took off the X rating and yeah. Well, Brad, what's your final verdict?
Like I said, I don't think I like this film as much as you roll. I think it's really good. But that ending kind of ruins it for me. I just, I don't. The sister just pulled me out of the movie at the end of it. So for that, I'm gonna give it a 8.25.
All right. I'm coming in with that 9, Brad. I think it was a damn great movie. Not perfect, but it is fucking up there for me. It's
It's
near
good.
there.
Like I mean,
Yeah.
I love the colorful sets this director
Yeah.
does.
And the only movies I have above this, I can't give it more than what's it called? I can't put it above. It's what's it called? Two of his best work too. It's Pain and Glory and Parallel Mothers. So, but I thought this was a great movie, and I really enjoyed it. And I love Antonio Banderas. To me, he's
I
one.
I I don't remember seeing like a young Antonio Banderas film.
Yeah,
Like I don't remember the last time I seen one.
yeah. This is a pretty what's it called? A far back in his career, dude. I mean, this is way before Desperado.
Yeah.
So I had seen what's it called, another one of his with Antonio Banderas called Law of Desire, and that's in 1987. And dude, the guy, I mean, Banderas has always looked great. He's always looked great, and my God, he is aging great. Even now at his older age, like he's so shiveled out, and he's like just still very handsome, still
Mhm.
very handsome man. But with that said, that concludes our review of Time Me Up, Time Me Down. And of course, please make sure you follow us on the nerdcore.com, Twitter at the nerdcore underscore, Instagram at the nerdcore, letterbox at the nerdcore, which was down, but I just checked it right now, is back up. So I finally was able to log this.
Woo.
Thank you. So go ahead and check us out there. TikTok is at the nerdcore. And excuse me, I don't want to burp into the microphone. Make sure you guys check us out on Patreon. $1 a month gets you this episode live early and ad free before anybody else gets to watch it. And you can go check us out at patreon.com/nerdcore. Discord link is in the description below, so you can talk to us about all the Almodovar movies that you like and that you want to discuss with us. And
Yeah.
of
And
course,
do you think this movie deserved an NC-17?
yeah, actually, I want to see that in the comments too. In the YouTube comments, please make sure you talk about. Do you think this movie deserved the NC-17? I don't think this deserved the NC-17. I've seen way worse that got an R.
I mean, I was just happy to see Scuba Steve get some.
Yeah, yeah. Which, by the way, Abril, very beautiful woman, very very beautiful woman. Yeah, but Brad's happy that Brenda wasn't home for this one.
Mm.
Yeah,
She would have walked in and probably went like,
Wood's
right.
pick, huh?
No, this one is usually, this one looks better than the other ones usually.
Yeah. Oh my god.
There's usually flaccidity in the other ones.
Yep. So make sure you check that out, guys. Please drop that comment, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that drops on this channel. And of course, please leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice, and make sure that you're also following us on that podcast app of choice. We want to thank our patrons because they make it possible, and without them, none of this happens. So thank you guys so much. Of course, thank you to Stacy, who was in the comments today and talking to us in chat.
Thank you,
You're
Stacey.
great. Brad, can you tell them about our executive producer, Shane?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at thrifted.io, or go buy something from the stuff you got at prisoncityvintage.com.
All right, man. With that being said, let's go ahead and get the heck out of here, Brad, and we'll get them ready to come and watch us review The Bear after this. So with that said, let's go ahead and get them out of here.
All right, our only thing, host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat today. Thank you to all those who join us in future chats. Thank you to our listeners out there, our patrons and words. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I'm just going to say it. Scuba Steve, Young Yoda out.
You was swimming in there.
Swimming. Just keep swimming.